Trekking the Tour du Mont Blanc, Adventure Awaits, Part 2. Switzerland. We actually reached it a while ago, but we just walked down the mountain. I'm gonna see how overly priced this coffee here is. Not by lunch, I'm gonna eat my own packed lunch. The campsite, and it's actually a really nice campsite. It's a bit more expensive because it's Switzerland. It's 4 p.m. We didn't walk that far today. We walked pretty slow. We had a long lunch break of like 2 hours, but now I'm happy that we're at the campsite. Can wash clothes. There's lots of places to wash clothes, hang up your clothes. There's internet, and I am stealing a few minutes by the river and trying to even out my tans, you know, just my arms. And I'm gonna read more of my book. So happy. Probably gonna get some beers later. And yeah, I'm happy to be enjoying a little downtown by the beautiful river. Campsite's just up there. Walked 9.5 miles this day. There was a lot of descending, killer on the knees, but my sticks definitely helped. I was very impressed by the campsite's facilities, and it was probably the nicest of the whole trip. It was definitely the most expensive, given it was Switzerland. My younger brother's a little ill today, so he can't carry my tent. It's only 1.5 kilos, so I'll be fine, but I'm planning to do a longer walk today. Hope she's like 30k or something. I'm not sure if we'll get that done. Tora, the girl in the group, she is also ill today, so let's see how we do. The supermarkets are very expensive, as we expected. Tora is ill. She's hanging back today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keeps fighting.
Really? She's got some peaches. Andrew's ill as well, but good luck. Andrew's really ill. He's been puking a lot. 2 of the other guys have taken a bit of the stuff to carry. We've got about 6k left into the campsite, but I think there was something in the water that Tora, who we were with, and Andrew must have drank in Switzerland. A lady said to me that there's a sign next to each stream if you shouldn't take it or something. At least I think it's that. If not, it's some kind of bug. I'm really not sure. Hopefully he's okay tomorrow so that we can finish this in time before my flight back. For now, I just want to make sure he's okay, because yeah, it's not sounding pleasant. Reached the lake finally. The campsite is like just there. How did you find today?
Yeah, tough. No fluids in all day, none stayed down, and I've had no food. I tried a bit of like sweet and straight away it comes up.
I heard you puking at one point.
Yeah, every time I would puke. So, and just fatigue, no strength in anything. So
I was really worried that you were going to fall down the side of the path at some
hilarious.
points, because he was walking really close to the edge with the drop, and I was really worried he was going to fall off.
I should have stayed at a campsite with Tora and then got a bus down or something.
Probably, but
I felt better
didn't
this
realise
morning.
that
I'm
till
happy.
you don't know till you know.
Yeah.
What's your advice for people if they can't do it in Switzerland?
I hope you don't get ill and bring some Imodium.
Yeah.
I'm just so dehydrated, you know, because I've water once day.
Hopefully you feel better later this evening. A bit more by the lake. Andrew's having an ice cream.
Some juice. This is.
Yeah. Not sure how, but we covered over 11 miles this day. Andrew was a real trooper despite how frequently he was sick. At one point we were in the middle of the woods and couldn't turn back, so he was a real trooper. Got this bagel, the best bagel around. Coffee, sun cream, Beautiful. Go on, dive in. You're overthinking it. Diced. Cold?
Feeds lately. It's fresh. Breathe next. Oh, my hair looks
Freezing. My ears are blocked.
It's quite cool, eh? You gotta do breathing exercises to warm yourself. You go, and then you stop shivering.
Spent £22 on some sun cream, and yeah, it feels very expensive.
Spent pounds on 2 sausage and some milk.
And then we're gonna get pizza later, which will be nice. Pizza. A great and needed rest and recovery day with my brother. Just going to the shop to get our food. Not much food because it's expensive. In Switzerland, potentially, we're going to get. I'm looking forward to going back to France as well. Really cute. This is where Saint Bernards were first around. Sure? I think so.
I just said that because it's got a dog on it.
Oh well, we've got a little Saint Bernard sign, which is so cute.
Cutting cornbread and butter beans, and you cut the table. Pulling that corn and cutting too, and as long as I'm able.
I'm talking cornbread and butter beans as long as I'm able. It was such fun and cool. So today's over. I'm doing over. Cornbread and butter beans. Turns out we are doing the variant. We missed the sign. I just asked this lady and she said the signs are really bad today. They also tried to not do the longer variant, which is like way higher up, many more meters up. But hey ho, we're doing it, so that's all good. A bit more open today, which is nice. Cars all have bells on in Switzerland. Very. Yeah, don't like it. Oh, we're off now. Andrew, where's this higher one that was even more scary? Oh. This violet thing. We've got this du Mont Blanc. So amazing. Nights, wild camping. Mont Blanc is just around the corner. Somewhere over there. Very cold, but lovely. 2 nights more in the campsite after this in Chamonix. 1 night tomorrow after our final little 4-mile walk, and then another night before we get to leave early for the airplane in the morning. Just climbing this for warmth. You can see him, small black dot. There he is at the top. I was getting a bit moody before because I was cold, but you know what, at times like this, you just have to remember what a beautiful place you are in. So I'm going to eat my food and enjoy the scenery. 16 miles this day, a lot of elevation, but this was one of the most meaningful days, and the evening felt very poignant, especially when we reached the summit and had that beer, and we'd reached the point, we could see Mont Blanc. It was the whole point of the TMB. I actually said a prayer once we reached it, and it was great to have this experience with just my brother. I found it very bonding and just incredible. Morning hiking before we reach our final stop, Chamonix. It's a beautiful background as well. Eating biscuits. Finished. It was a tough one.
We started in Chamonix.
You started in Chamonix.
It was easier to get to from the airport.
But you went to the Les Houches and you did the full one, right?
We did the full loop.
So, okay. To Les Houches.
Yeah, but we did that first day.
Okay.
We're going down.
Because
Finished.
Quand on a fait le hier
How do you
là-bas,
feel?
c'est aussi un petit bout du Tour du Mont Blanc. Sauf
Okay.
que le full in Chamonix, you have like some places within under the trees close to the Gulf. There. It's cool.
Shoes are broken, good sign of the wear and tear of this walk. Meal after the TMB. Yum. And we did it! Almost 13 miles, way further than expected, barely any food or water, and guys, those ladders were so scary, way more scary than they looked. Such a sharp drop, but we did it.
Hope we've not been jilted on the nail.
Learnings, FAQs, and final thoughts.
And that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed, because I honestly had the best time. I think if you can, I would recommend it to almost everyone, and really gives you a great sense of accomplishment, and was the highlight of my year, probably. I really enjoyed it. But now I want to get into a couple of things I'd have done differently and learnings. So I have my notes, so I'm going to be referring back to my notes to give the most beneficial learnings possible that, if you're going to do the same thing, could help. So the first thing that I've done differently was I'd have used a different tent. I did spend like £150 or something on my tent, which felt like a lot. And I definitely think that was enough money, but the shape was just too flat, no roof. I couldn't sit up, which, considering this is your home for however many days it takes you, really, I'd have loved to be able to sit up. I thought the wind might be too much if it was high, like my younger brothers, but it wasn't. And I got so jealous just seeing people sitting in their tents, sitting up. When I had to get changed in my tent, you have to sort of do it lying down. It's just not ideal. And although it was light, it was 1.2 kilos, it just was too low, and that made it a hassle. And you can get ones that, like the TMB, it wasn't that windy in summer, so if you can get a sturdy tent that's still going to be windproof that you can sit up in. I think that's my learning on that. Secondly, as a FAQ almost, did we see any animals? We did see a couple. My younger brother, he bought binoculars. I guess I can call him Andrew now because you've seen the footage, but Andrew bought binoculars, which was really, I'd recommend doing. It enabled us to see animals that we would have missed if not. And through that, we saw ibex and marmots from a distance through the binoculars. But I think we saw them also not through the binoculars, but seeing the binoculars through it was closer and better. So that was cool. Oh, also a deer run in front of us, which was quite cool, even though you can see that everywhere. But seeing the animals, the ibex and the marmots, that was cool. Temperature-wise, we went in August and it was reasonable temperature. In the nighttime, I did get too cold at times, and for that, I'd have bought an additional inner lining for my sleeping bag, or just a thicker sleeping bag, but I think I already had the sleeping bag, so an inner lining would have helped. I just, yeah, I think that's the way to do it. And also in the daytime, it was sometimes too hot. Like in the valleys on a couple of days, it was really quite hot, but overall temperature-wise, it was fine for me. Even when walking, it was a good time of year to do it. I wouldn't want to do it in a particularly cold time of year. Personally, I enjoyed it being warm. So that's everything regarding temperature. Fitness-wise, being physically fit definitely does help. When we were with other people, like big groups of people, I was probably the slowest of the bunch, and I viewed myself as quite fit. I go to the gym like twice a week minimum, and honestly, the people who do this thing are very fit. So, just my advice would be to keep up any fitness regimen you have before you do it. If you are not the most fit, just keep doing it. But to be honest, being slow, it doesn't prevent you from doing it either. You can some people do it as such a race, which is great, but you don't have to do it like that. And my younger brother, he could have done it so much quicker if he wanted, but he was lovely and never complained about my pace or anything like that. Well, apart from one time, but that was the time we were going 1 mile an hour. So, it's more to reach the place of safety in time and all of that. But yeah, being physically fit definitely helps, but it is hard to train specifically for this sort of thing because you're carrying heavy bags and 10 kilos and walking, which, unless you're doing that specifically, it is quite different to going for a 30-minute run or going to the gym, I would say, but it definitely all helps. Next question I have written down is, can you do the TMB solo? I would say yes, of course. Honestly, there's so many people along the way that lots of people do it solo and also want to meet other travelers. With me and my younger brother, so many people just sort of formed onto us into this whole group, or we formed onto them but I think if you're two people, people form one to you. At one point, we were a group of like 10 people. Everyone just is very open to joining groups. You don't have to do that. Lots of people maintain solo. Lots of different ages doing it. Some people doing the entire TMB route. At one point, it felt like every campsite we went to, it was the same 50 people, like, each day doing the whole tour, which I wasn't expecting. It was, like, kind of wild to me. But if you haven't done anything like this before, perhaps as a female, you don't feel comfortable doing it alone, which I completely understand. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't have done it by myself. I would recommend doing guided tour groups. There were lots of groups there, and not necessarily, like, you can definitely find the routes yourself. There's loads of signs, so it's probably one of the easier routes to do yourself. Not that I do it by myself, but I'd recommend doing it with a guided tour group if you are not confident to do it yourself, or just do it by yourself. But the guided tour groups seemed quite good if you wanted to meet other people as well and make friends when you were doing it. Now, on another learning we had, myself and Andrew, we learned that we wanted days off. We agreed that racing to get it done as quick as possible, although it was a fun challenge. In future for this type of thing, we would consider scheduling in more rest days, and also on those rest days taking public transport to go further afield and see some of the sites in the area, because just to switch things up and make it a bit more of a holiday, not just a challenge, because for us it was holiday from work and from his uni days. So yeah, I would definitely recommend, well, not recommend, but for our learnings, I think next time we would want to take a couple of days in and factor in some other fun things. And that also can make the walking more enjoyable because you get a bit of a mixture of a break. Final thing is, how did I find it? Overall, I'd give the experience a 10 out of 10. I would recommend it, as I said, for almost everyone. And it was just great to be out in nature, and highlight of my year. My younger brother was amazing for it. He honestly made the trip what it was. I loved spending that time with him. He was amazing at navigating, and I couldn't have done it without him. But I would give the experience a 10 out of 10.
Day before the TMB, all packed. Got... Oh, this one doesn't let me change. It is at 6 a.m. or something, so we're leaving.
Wait.
Hola.
No, I'm not ready.
Come on.
I wasn't ready.